Lights, cameras, action. Now let's engage in the dialogue. Let me browse through your mind like a catalog. Conscious metaphysics, allow me to break down the specifics. Educate, motivate. If you don't feel free, you can liberate. An LLC is what I'm building, the #1 podcast in the building. So let me slide on up in the Bentley truck in my Versace shirts. They can't get enough of this deep conversation, expansion, elevation. I'll send you a link you can tap in. It ain't quite what I used to do back then. Now I get it on the front and the back end. Multiple money streams keep coming in. Enlighten, empower, evolve. Enlighten, empower, evolve.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlighten, Empowered, Evolve. I believe everybody's doing well, and everything is just unfolding perfectly. Thank you for spending your time with me and my guest today. I have a very special guest. Her name is Veronica Lightning Horse Perez. And before she tells you anything, I'm going to tell you a bit about her. So listen up, you don't want to miss this. So Veronica Lightning Horse Perez is a practicing, specialized therapist, healer, entrepreneur, clergy member, wife, mother of 5, and an activist in the native rights and psychedelic community. She served as a co-chief proponent for the Natural Medicine Health Act of 2022, Prop 122, owns and operates Lightning Horse, the Healing Ground, and a metaphysical store and wellness center, and is also now engaged in serving the Healing Ground Church, which is fostering respect and good spiritual practices in the community, especially when using, what's that name again? Psilocybin, aka magic mushrooms, as a healing tool. Having a personal history of abuse and trauma, she has made it her mission to empower people to turn their pain into power to release the shame, hurt, and hatred in their past, and instead use it to heal themselves and others. With gratitude for the past 10 years, she has supported many struggling with PTSD and other disabling conditions on their path, not only to recovery, but to freedom, and looks forward to expanding that service. She believes all healing must come from within, and that our history does not define us. That love and respect for ourselves is paramount, so that we as a species can respect each other and respect the planet that we live on. That was absolutely amazing. How are you doing today, Veronica?
I'm doing pretty good. It is it's one of those days where we can talk about surrender all we want, but are you really doing it? And I've had plenty of opportunities to practice surrender today.
Wow, amazing. I love that. Starting out powerful. So let's just get right into it. You have so many amazing things that you're that is you. I wouldn't just say that you're involved in, that just makes you you. I don't even know where to start. I want to know what you want to focus on today. I know you're a therapist, a healer, entrepreneur, clergy member, psychedelic community. Can you just give us a little bit of insight as to how you got started in just in the therapy work, in the clergy work, even the native rights? Just give us some clarity as how all this got going.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't want to die, and I was dying. Got to the point where I did actually cross over, and I saw the other side and was forced with the choice to come back or stay there. And I will say that there is incredible. It's so incredible. There aren't even words. And sometimes I look at people who are so scared of death and go, oh, honey, you don't even know. It's amazing. But when I made that choice, I came back pissed because this is hard. This human thing, this is hard. This is not an easy thing. And my life was different because I felt like this time I did have a choice. I made that choice. Before that, I didn't feel like I had a choice. I had to be here. And it took yet another close call with death, a heart attack, to really snap me out of it and really move me into the gratitude, because my husband's taking me to the hospital and we've got to pass a graveyard, off to the side. And it like this cliche moment out of a movie where everybody's standing there in black and the little kids are there and they're looking down as they put somebody into the ground. And it's like, man, I can't leave here. I can't. Which
Your work is
I'm
not
gonna
done.
leave here. Yeah. Then I got to find a better way to do this because this ain't working.
Right, right, right.
So
Wow.
it's all of that is as a result of me seeking to heal myself and then realizing and finding things that worked and wanting to share it with others because I know what suffering is.
Right. That's just right there. What you said. That um perspective, that dialogue, and you'll know where I'm coming from in a second. Let me find a way to articulate this, but just people that go through things, they don't know it at the time. I didn't know it at the time, but now I'm getting it's being reaffirmed to me even through you today that all this this struggle and the strain that we're going through is leading us somewhere, and usually to a great place within ourselves while we're here. It's just amazing. It's just so amazing. I want you to finish listening to it, but that's a great introduction to what I was saying. I knew there was some powerful reason that propelled you in this direction. I already knew it. Wow. Yeah. So you just okay in your journey of reaching for your, I would say, higher self, if tell me if I'm wrong, um that propelled you in the direction of becoming all these great things and working with herbs and being an advocate for Native Americans. I mean, how'd you get into that? The medicine, the mushrooms, how'd you get into all that?
So I have what people would call a gift. Some people call it medium, psychic. I don't really like any of those words. I mean,
Right,
what it is
right,
at the level is there's simply a couple of parts of my brain that are overdeveloped. And
right,
because of that, I pick up on things outside the five senses. And I
right,
learned through rejecting it for a very long time that when I have the intuitive push to do something, if I don't do it, doesn't matter why I resist it. If I don't do it, shit usually doesn't work out very well.
right.
So the psilocybin thing, I sat in ceremony with ayahuasca and I just happened to sit next to this guy who impressed me. And I'll always remember it because when they were introducing him pre-ceremony, they're like, oh yeah, he's trying to end the jug war. And I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. And then the next thing I know, I'm sitting on the board of his organization going, how the hell did I get here?
Yeah, you were led. And
Yeah.
obviously, not to interrupt you, but obviously you're there because something resonated with you. And
Mm-hmm.
yes. So go ahead.
And the native rights, I am part indigenous.
Right.
And it was an empty space in my life for a long time. I didn't get to be raised in the ways of my people. I had to come to it later. And I see the suffering of the people. And I think I don't think it's necessarily unique to me, is that when we've endured great suffering, there is born within us a need, if we don't allow it to destroy us,
Right.
there is born within us a need to help others through their sufferings, turn around and reach a hand out and say, if I can do it, you can do it. And the native people of this land, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. I think we all know like how screwed up the history of this country is.
Right.
And
right.
I'm about transforming that history where, yeah, that was then. Right. And we could focus on all the shit that beat us down and brought us here, or we could recognize this is where we are. This is the resources we have. What are we going to do about it? So I bring that in. I work with a Native American school. I sit on the board of it, and you know, we weren't able to save it. We're losing this. We're losing the school, and you know what? Wow. That sucks. I had to make press announcements today, and it's not cool. However, at the same time, just the fact that those kids had a couple of years learning their culture, learning their language, being taught by teachers who understand them can make all the difference in a young life. And we just need to find another way and keep doing it and not give up and work with other organizations. I have a very big soft spot for warriors, for veterans, because I've been a fighter since the day I came out. So I work with a Native veterans organization, and you know, I do what I can where I can, because I am a huge believer in see a need, fill a need.
Right.
Period.
Right. And before you go any further, there's a few things that you said that, and that's how I know, again, I have to say this, and people are probably going to get tired of me saying this, but I always say that I know when the conversation I'm having was meant to be, because there's so many things that just from you saying what you were saying, that it just resonated with me. Like even when you talk about, the sad history and things of the Native American people. I explain to my daughter all the time, there's things that you'll hear about, just whatever. I'm not going to name any people or anything or any acts or anything, but I say this to her. I'm not educating you on these facts to hate anyone, because hate is not going to do you any good. I'm simply making you aware so that you're aware of what's really going on. And because we all know, and I don't really want to get into this, there's people out there that control the narrative, and they only give you this and they only give you this, or they'll make you see what they want you to see. So as much information as I can about history, the history of, my people, the history of just many Native Americans, I expose her to that for her to have the awareness and the knowledge, because I think the more aware you are about, everything, the more you can figure out, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and like you said, if you don't let it break you, you can become a powerful asset to not only yourself, but to other people like you and beyond. So, we can all sit and say, this is terrible. And we all have said that. But what good is that going to do just to sit there and be angry? You got to figure out a way to navigate through it and to make it better. Even with the odds are stacked up against you, you got to figure out a way. And every little step, not saying, we would all like to snap our fingers and make it better and say, hey, now I got this. Now I got, now I got all my land back. Now I got this. But that's not happening. So let's figure out a little bit at a time, taking steps. How can you as an individual, what can you do to be part of the solution? And I believe that's exactly what you're doing, and that's super amazing. And I just want to commend you on your bravery and being, like you said, a warrior, and just being transforming those pains and those adversities and those abuses into power. That's amazing. That's amazing. So I also want to talk about, you have your own business, this Lightning Horse healing and metaphysical store. Tell us a little bit about that. That sounds interesting. And before, I don't want to cut you off, and I don't want to talk too much, even though I probably already have. But if I heard a title like that and somebody told me that around here, there's a name of a store like that, I'm there right now. So tell us a bit about that.
Well, it was one of those other things that, whether you say God, spirit, source, universe, father,
Right,
whatever word you use, right? One of those things where it's like, here, you're doing this. It's like, I don't know nothing about retail. I don't got the money. Oh, okay, hold on. X hasn't paid child support in 3 years. Let me go deposit that here. All right, then. Okay, I guess we're gonna buy a stinking store. But I wanted to make it a place where people like me who were told they were crazy, or people like me who were lost and alone and thinking they're broken, and that loneliness of being misunderstood, could come to a place and feel safe. There would be other people like them, people that could explain to them what they're going through during the waking up process, during the gift emergent process, when I believe this and I was drifting for all this time with my little blinkers on, thinking this is how the world is. And then something shattered my paradigm. Now I'm terrified because I don't know where to be, what to do, where to go. And I wanted to create what, in essence, is a healer's toolkit. And for people to come, whether that's readings or healings or some of the spiritual scientific machines that we have, and our crystals, our intention candles, our classes, our workshops, to offer whatever it is that we can to meet as many people where they are as we can, to just be that beacon that I know I needed and didn't have.
Wow, amazing. Wow. So it's an actual place that people can go to and receive some. Wow. And it's open every day?
Except for Sundays, because we do ceremonies on Sundays.
Ceremonies. And powwows too?
Nope, that's at the Denver Coliseum. When we go up
the
north,
reason why I know about that, because I grew up with a dear friend. One day I hope to see him again. His name was John Gonzalez. So he was half he is, not was, but he is half Mexican and half Native American Indian. And he used to take me. I used to go with his family to the powwows and things like that. And I got a chance to try Native American food, and just see them in their their Native American
regalia.
Yes, everything. And it was just amazing. It was just so amazing. And at the time I wasn't mature enough to know what I was really feeling, but I just know a lot of times I would become emotional at the time. I was a kid, but yes, I just knew that I was experiencing something, and something was being stirred up inside of me, listening to the songs and things like that. And wow, watching the dances and all that. So it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. And that's actually
something real quick, if I can hijack, I'd like to share with you.
No,
audience.
Go ahead. Yes. No.
This is the understanding and the awareness. First of all, if there is no awareness, there is no choice. We have to have that awareness. And that's what you're doing here with this podcast is creating awareness so that people can make choices. But, we were all indigenous at one point in time. Everyone's genetic structure and heartbeat remembers at the genetic DNA level the sound of a drum.
No, yes. Yes. The drum mimics our heartbeat.
Yes.
Yes.
So you find it, get you one, play it on your phone. I mean, literally anything, anywhere, at any time that you could possibly desire is a button away. That is the world that we live in. So
that is true.
Heal you, that even your ancient memories. Remember, indigenous is not unique to the Native American people here of this continent. We are indigenous to this continent, but we all have indigenous bloodlines in us all the way back.
Right. Exactly. That's amazing. And I just want to thank you so much. That gave me a new way to articulate that this platform is to make people aware so that they can make choices. That's amazing. And that sums that definitely is part of what I was relaying to you earlier in regards to my daughter. I'm making her aware of things, not to cultivate hate or frustration against anyone, but to make her aware so that she can navigate and make choices, like you said. And that's amazing, because the more aware you are, the more aware that you are, in as much of the truth of where you come from, what happened, then you can make it, you're equipped to make better decisions, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, there'll be odds against you, of course, and that's just life. But I think
the honor.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, the more we know, the better equipped we are. The more we know up here, and the more we can understand, and just that's why I think she's really blessed too. And this show isn't about my daughter, but we have taken her to a lot of different countries and cultures at such a young age, and I didn't have that. And I'm not complaining, because my journey is going exactly the way it's supposed to. My mother did exactly what she was supposed to do, and I'm here today be through her, because of her, and I'm so thankful for that. But I am thankful also that I'm able to take the next generation and elevate it further, give her a little bit more perspective and appreciation for what she has here and right now, and show her various cultures, and show her not to look down on anyone because of anything, but to really get to talk to people, and learn about this, and learn where people come from, and the history of not just herself but others too. So it makes her, I think she's it gives her an advantage, where I didn't have that. Where I didn't have that, because she's gotten a chance to witness the world as a school, where when I grew up, I just had whatever books was pushed to me, okay, this was my education, and it left me kind of like narrow-minded, like, okay, now that I've gotten older and expanded, now I know a little bit more, especially with, like you said, today we have our libraries right here in our phone. We don't have to do that much. You could just look up things and look up several sources, and then make a determination what speaks to your soul. Not saying that everything you just pull up is going to be true, but we also have an internal compass, which lets us know if does this feel right to you? What's this being said? Does this feel, you know what I mean? And we can determine it through that. So that's a lot of the way that I research things. I look several different things, and if something keeps speaking out to me, no matter where it's being said and whatnot, and then that's what happened right there. I feel it in my spirit, in my intuition, in my vibe. Like I always say, I had not always, but I have a quote that I wrote not too long ago, and it went something like this: like, I am guilty of judging people, of stereotyping people, even though I've been judged and stereotyped, being of of African descendant, and whatever, the way I look, tattoos, whatnot, I've been judged and stereotyped. But basically what it said is, I've judged, I've stereotyped, but the energy that I get from a person and my intuition is never wrong. So in that means that also goes for like information, and it goes for information too, that I get. If it resonates with me, if it just something still doesn't feel right. And that goes to spiritual teachings, religious teachings too. That it's like, if it doesn't set right in my soul, then that's not for me. Or I gotta look more for more,
Yeah. And that's actually how energy works.
Right.
If it's blind, we're just great big magnets. We're receivers and projectors, and we can project energy because that's what we're holding. We can receive energy because that's the magnet that we are. And if we're angry, if we're hateful, if we're hurtful, if we're scared all the time, then we're a magnet to those things. And then we look around and we wonder why the bad shit's always happening to us. We can't get a break. Yeah.
Right.
What is your receivership? What's your inner world doing
Right.
that you're acting as that magnet? And that's not woo woo. That is science.
Yeah, right. And you know, the sad part about it, and I don't like to focus on just for awareness sake, is that a lot of there's a lot of people out there with intentions to hide that fact from you, and so that you're dependent on whatever they tell you, or they want you to see things the way they want you to see it, instead of knowing that you are a powerful, you know, this magnet, this receiver by yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's great. But I believe also, from what I've seen and just how I feel, more and more people, especially with platforms like this and the internet, you know, connects us all more. Things are being uncovered now. You know, a lot of occult things are being, like, you know, demystified now. So it's like, I think we're headed in the right direction in that regard.
I love it. I mean, I get the giggles and just got to do the, you know, you try it and it worked. Like, even with the magic mushrooms, the psilocybin, you tried to
the cloak is coming off.
Yeah, you can't do it because it's the truth. The truth always comes out.
Yeah, eventually it does.
You know, and our kids, it's like, God damn it, they always figure it out. Why do I always get caught? The truth comes out.
Right. Yeah, it does. Yeah, even though a lot of people have spent a lot of energy working very hard to keep things concealed, nope, that truth's going to come out. That truth is very powerful, and it's more powerful than deceit and lies. Just like love is a lot more powerful than hate, even though a lot of people put a lot of energy and a lot of power to reinforce hate and separation. That love, they got to keep trying, but that love still keeps seeping through, and then they got to build more layers on it, and that love and that truth still keeps seeping through little by little. So you can't stop it.
Energy doesn't die. You know,
it doesn't.
Just, we got to be cognizant. We got to be aware. We got to look at the things that we watch and check it out. Like, right before the mushroom revolution really started, there was that show that came out, They're Among Us or something, where it was the cordyceps mushrooms and people all zombie like. And I actually had a lady at this last fair that I did come up and not want to buy the cordyceps mushrooms, even though she had heard such good things, because she watched that show and it got to her, and that fear got inside. And cordyceps is one of the best brain healing, brain connecting, anxiety helping, cortisol reducing, functional mushrooms, no psilocybin in it, that you can do. And they demonized it in a stupid Netflix show, and you're not aware, and you bought into it, because I mean, we brain work. If it's big and in your face, it goes straight to the conscious mind. That's why those ocular things, my kids pissed off, I won't let them have it, because everything that's on those ocular things goes straight to the unconscious,
straight to your subconscious mind. But the beautiful thing you said is, like, once you become aware that the game is being played like that, that anything that is really trying to be suppressed and kept from you or not understood is demonized. Once you get into that mindset, you can't undo that anymore, because then you start looking deeply into everything. You know, like, why is this? Now you know your brain works like this. Now this is being demonized, especially, you know, media wise and in the public way. I got to look on the other side. I got to pull that veil back and see what's really going on now. That's just the way I work now. So that no longer works on me anymore. When I see things try to be demonized and that must be the devil right there. No. Having self-empowerment must be the devil. Because you're not following the sheep and being having a dependent mindset or a begging, groveling mindset. No.
You're
don't buy into it anymore.
A bitch. Well, I don't want to be a bitch. Well, then you get be a powerful woman.
Yep. Yeah. We were created to be powerful, not afraid and living in fear in regards to some entity that is constantly punishing us. And yeah, so that's a whole different segment. But before we go, Veronica, I would like for you to share how can and I think you sent me uh, a link or links that I will incorporate into the description of the video. But while we're here, how can people find you? Or is there a website to your store, to anything?
Yeah, I had to get past my little social media. I don't want to be seeing blocks because, you know, if you're going to reach, if you really want to reach people
Right.
and get a message out to people, you know, you're going to have to get past your don't want to be seen, fear, judgment mindset.
Right.
And if you didn't believe you're protected. So
Right.
I've got Veronica Lightning Horse in LinkedIn. I got Veronica Lightning Horse in Instagram. Veronica Perez is on Facebook, as well as Veronica Lightning Horse on Facebook, and Lightning Horse the Healing, lhthehealingground.com. So lots of Lightning Horse. If you can remember Lightning Horse, you can Google me. My stuff comes up. That was a really trippy moment for me when I realized I was Googleable.
Yeah.
Like, oh
yeah. Oh yeah. If you do enough, especially you're pushing in a certain direction, no matter what direction it is, and you keep building on it, you'll become searchable.
Yeah.
You will. Just like if you Google me, Luke Bryan Smith, you'll see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all that faith. And I actually had a dear friend, super successful, happy, happy wise, because you can have all the money in the world. I've coached billionaires.
Right.
And you can have all the money in the world, you can still be miserable.
Right.
So
I was just saying that beginning of this segment, this show.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not what it takes. You want to take advice and you want to listen to what the criticism that people have, if they've been where you've been, if they're willing to step in the arena, because they told me whoever criticizes you and whoever judges you, no, you got to consider the source, because people who have been where you've been and done what you've done don't criticize.
Right.
They support.
We know that.
Everything else, if you don't have haters, you ain't doing it right.
Wow, I like that. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. If you don't got haters, you ain't doing it right. Amazing, Veronica. I just want to thank you for coming on today. And I know I could talk to you for a couple of more hours. And I most definitely want to reach out to you again and get you on this this podcast again. Amazing. Thank you for coming. And thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe whatever platform you're watching and or listening to this on, Spotify, YouTube, whatever, Apple, whatever. Just subscribe. And also, if you would like to be on the Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved podcast, you can email me at 333empower and just shoot me a message. Let me know what you do, and we'll go from there. Thank you again for watching. I send love and appreciation to everyone. See you soon. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved.
Thank you.